Today we're gonna do a job on the Unimog that I really hate to do. My name is Victor Bart and this is my Unimog 404 with a diesel engine, and I rebuilt it to a camper. And on the engine I have an oil leakage where it drips out. So we need to find it. And yeah, that is a big struggle because it's so cramped in that I can't see anything. So I bought this camera with a really long USB cable, and if you plug it into your PC it will become a webcam, and you can also use on your smartphone. And here's the camera itself. It's 8mm wide, it's super small, with a light also in here, and here's a dimmer button. So let's get started on this terrible job to do. I really hate it. Because I'm gonna run the Unimog inside for a while, I have this tubing to extend exhaust, and I found this tubing in a dumpster on my job, and I asked them, oh, can I get those pipes out of the dumpster? And they said yes, and those pipes are normally made for like plastic sheets on big rolls. I tested out with heat on the pipe and they are really durable. So I have a lot of piping and some corner pieces here. I put in 75mm PVC from Home Depot as connectors, so let's hope it works. And I made this fan unit that you can put on a battery with a big server fan with a lot of airflow to have some extra cooling power on the pipe. So let's hope this works and not melts. And I added a fuse, and even if this all melts, I don't care. This is the battery to power the fan, but I think it's broken. When I charged it a week ago, it was on 12 point something volt, and now I messed it and it is on 10 point something. So probably one cell is broken. Here's my CTEK charger that's charging it now, and the battery is 15 years old, and it was the first battery in my Unimog. It really have a battery smell here, so this battery is really broken, but let's try it out if it powers the fan. So the fan is working with really nice airflow. Let's see if this actually works. I'm gonna use this flexible hose to connect to the exhaust. Yes, it seems to work. So no leakage in the piping, and the fan is pulling it nicely. So let's try out the camera, and I put the camera with the lights on full power. It's doing 14 frames per second, 640 by 480. If I go higher it drops the frames and it gets unusable. So let's see if it actually works and if this is enough light. So let's see. Okay, here we are under the engine, and it's really hard to see what's going on. Let's see if there's a bolt with oil under it. This looks clean. The camera is decent, but pretty hard to control. Like so. Wait, where is it? Okay. I'm not sure where I'm now at the engine. Oh, here you see some packing seal. So maybe there's something wrong with that seal. I think I need to do this off camera because it's really hard. And maybe make a metal rod on here so I can steer it. But I think it's possible to find a leak with this camera. But first I'm gonna try out without the engine running. If I can see the spot where it's dirty, then I can clean it with brake cleaner. And then have the motor run and see where it leaks out of the block. That's my plan of attack. I hope it works. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. Okay, here I found the first problem. And this is where the hoses connect through the oil filter. There's oil under it, so probably I need to replace the seals here. And another problem with finding the oil leak is there's a big fan spinning around in the front. So that blows all the oil all over the block. Also the lower oil pan, there's also oil on it. And I already ordered a replacement and a new seal of it because there's a dent here. Here's a bolt with oil under it. But it also is possible that it is from up here. I found more than one place where it possibly leaks oil, but it's really hard to see. So I'm gonna remove this panel so I can inspect it here. But I already found out that I need to take out my engine to fix it. So why not start with taking down the cabin, taking the chair out, and make my life a little bit more easy. And already work in advance for the big job of getting the cap off and getting the engine out. So let's put on some music and start working. This is gonna take a lot of time. I found a potential oil leak under the cover where the vacuum pump was. So I found a quite big oil leak under the cover where the vacuum pump was. The cover is here behind the power steering pump, so it's accessible. And with the big fan here, it might blow all the oil that's leaking from there over the engine. So I'm gonna try to fix that. And if that is fixed, I'm gonna try it out again. It might solve the problem. And as you can see, we have fresh oil here leaking out of the seal. Let's go to the car parts dealer and see if they have a new seal. There's an old-timer company in Amsterdam, but I think it's already closed. Yes, the old-timer company is closed. Autotechnica is really the best car parts company in Amsterdam. So back in the workshop, I bought oil. They didn't have the seal, but that was to be expected. But I got some advice that I can use my Loctite silicone blue to make a good seal. Here's the power steering pump and I need to remove it. And the power steering pump is a Vickers from an MB100. I finally managed to get the cover off. The mechanism of the power steering pump needed to be disassembled to get it lowered down here. So yeah, not the best practical mount. So I'm gonna clean this up now and clean the cover up, put the sealant on and rebuild it, and hopefully it helps. So here we have the cover and the seal fell apart. I'm not sure if this is correct, but it wasn't double seal, and yeah, just throw this away, clean this up, check if everything is flat, otherwise I probably need to get another cover. The awesome thing about this Mercedes motor is that it is chain driven. You can't see it on the camera, but here I can see the chain. It makes more noise, but it is way more reliable than a belt. So I gave it a good solid seal, so let's see if I can install it. So the cover is installed with the new seal, and tomorrow I will put back the power steering and test it out. It is the next day and it's pouring outside, so a perfect day to spend in the workshop. And let me show you the most important tool that I have to work on my Unimog. And that's not in my toolbox, but that is this little workbench, because my Unimog is so high that I need to have the workbench to work on it. And with this workbench, my life is so much easier. And to be honest, with the cabin lift and the bigger tires, my cabin is 10 centimeters higher than a standard Unimog 404. I put everything back together, and sometimes you just want to work on your Unimog and not film it. So I didn't film anything of building it up again. So here it is, all back together. So let's start it and let's hope the oil leak is over. Maybe there will be a little bit of oil leaking under the block, which is still hanging there. If that stops and no dripping, I fixed it. But probably, I'm not sure. Let's find out. It looks fine for now, so fingers crossed. I think I fixed the oil problem. Oh my, this is so cool. I put the paper where it was leaking before and no single drop. I'm so happy it's fixed now, without taking out the engine. It gave me a lot of sleepless nights and thinking about it, and I had no solution for it. Unimog is now officially done in terms of the basic systems. The engine, the brakes, the suspension, the drivetrain, the electric system, the air system, everything, the fuel system of course. So yeah, and the power steering and no leakage, and yes, I did it. It took a long time, but finally I can do something special on my list of tasks. So oil leakage and cleaning the axle. Done. So the things that I still need to do is the tire crane, and I almost finished it. Putting the tires on the roof, secure them. Chassis number needs to be redone, but I'm gonna do that officially. And the steering system is now a little bit wonky, and I'm gonna rebuild it that it looks better. It is working, but it's just super ugly. Let me show you it. So this construction needs to be redone. It's modified way too much. It's working, but it just is so super ugly. The other great news is that the government finally decided about vehicle checks that you need to do yearly. Because this is an oldtimer of 50 years and older, no more official vehicle checks. When that will be announced, the date, I can just drive out of the gate on the street with my insurance and I'm on the road. That's awesome. But before people think, oh, the vehicle check is very important. Yes, it is. And it's now the responsibility of the owner of the vehicle that your vehicle is safe on the road. So it still needs to be safe, but my brakes are new, my shocks are new, my tires are new, my Unimog is new. No, not new, but really good serviced and rebuilt, and the electric system is working. If there's a light broken, it's just a bulb and not in the electrical system. So my truck is safe and good for the road. I can't wait on that date. Oh my god, I did it. I built an Unimog. So if you like to see more of it, consider subscribing, and thanks for watching.